Hello everyone, in this video I'll be talking about utility. Utility is a very important part of CSGO which can get you a lot of kills, a lot of rounds and win you games. So let's start with what utility we have in the game. By utility I mean the grenades that we have in the game, and those grenades are the incendiary or Molotov on this side, the decoy, the flashbang, the HE grenade and the smoke grenade. So let's start with how to use all of them on city side first. On city side, it's very important to use anti-rush grenades. So what this is basically throwing mostly Molotovs and grenades, HE grenades, to prevent rushes. So what this can be is just a Molotov like this, which will land in front of this wall, and is going to prevent from anyone rushing a banana, because it's going to take them damage, and they don't want to take damage. Another thing anti-rush that you can do is throw grenades. You can throw one grenade, two grenades if you have a teammate with you, and those grenades will deal damage and slow down the people that are rushing. And also, one grenade can do hundreds of damage if it hits a few people. So if there's, let's say your grenade hits 3 people right here, your grenade lands in the middle of the 3 people. This grenade is not going to do 50 damage to one player, it's going to do 50 damage to all the players. So 3 players, 50 damage each, this means one grenade did 150 damage. And if one grenade hits many people, like 4 or 5 people, it's going to do different damage to each person, but in total it's going to do maybe 200 damage. So a well-placed grenade can do more than 100 damage to different players. And if you put 2 grenades in the same place, you can kill 2 people, or even maybe it's possible to kill 3 people with 2 grenades. So grenades can be very strong against rushes, and mollies are also really strong against rushes. Another use for those grenades can be to double nade some places. Let's say locks here, this is a place where the terrorists sometimes like to stay, so you can get a teammate with you and double nade that place, and you get a kill if there is someone there. And you can double nade many different places, like here and other places on the map. The next grenade is the smoke grenade. So this one can have many different uses, and a common one on city side is to smoke off choke points. Choke points are tight spaces, like this entrance of banana here, and if you smoke it off, you cut off this place of the map, this region of the map, and you can fight this place of the map. So you can Molotov one side of banana, and you can fight this side of banana, and you can even peek out and push towards this side of banana without worrying about the bottom and anyone shooting at you from here. Of course, smokes are not walls and they can spam through, but the important part is that they will not be able to see you. And another thing that you can do is, when you hear an execute coming, you can smoke off a choke point like here, and the terrorists are forced to either wait for the smoke to expire or push through the smoke. And if they push through the smoke, they're on a big disadvantage because you see them first, and you can easily start shooting at them first and get kills easier than they can. The other grenade, which is the flashbang, this is one that also has a lot of different uses. You can use it to flash for teammates. Example can be this commonly thrown flash. So if a teammate of yours wants to pick banana, you can throw this flash for him, and this flash is going to blind anyone on banana. So this is a very good use of flashes on city side. Another thing you can do with flashes is clear out areas. So let's say the terrorists took this place, and the terrorists have it, but you're not sure if they're still there, so you want to check and clear the position. What you can do is throw this flash for a teammate, and after this flash the teammate can peek and he can check if there is anyone here. If there is anyone here, they'll be blind and he can get 1 or 2 easy kills depending on how many people there are. Or if there is nobody, you got information that there is nobody here, and you can rotate one person towards A, because most likely the enemies will go A if they left this area here after they took it. So now let's change over to T-site and see how all of these grenades can be used on T-site. Let's start with the Molotov again. What you can use the Molotov for is this time to prevent peeks from the city side. So you can throw a Molotov like this to prevent anyone from peeking you. If they want to peek here, they cannot do it if you throw a good Molotov. You can throw different Molotovs here, and all of them will land differently. Some of them won't burn behind the wood and some of them will. Like this one will. So if they try to peek, they will take a lot of damage from the Molotov. But what they can also do is they can extinguish the Molotov and they can still peek. So you have to be aware of that. And also on city side you have to be aware that when you Molotov, the terrorists can also smoke the Molotov and they can push through. But it's a disadvantage for them because they're again pushing through the smoke and it will be more difficult for them to kill you. So that's a use of Molotovs on this side. You can also, let's say, throw this Molotov towards subs to prevent anyone from peeking here. And you can use nades to, again, double nade spots. Like, this is a common spot for cities to be in. So on this side you can double nade this place like this if you have a teammate. And you can get an easy kill, basically for free, just at the expense of 2 nades. If you have a teammate with you, and that can give you an opening or something like this. You can double nade different spots. And what you can also use the Molotovs for is clearing spots. If you throw this Molotov as an example, now you know that there can be nobody holding you like this from here. So you only have to worry about sandbags. And if you want, you can instead melee towards sandbags and you can fight this place, this side. So how you can use flashes on this side is you can flash for teammates to peek and to try to find an opening. Like as an example, you can use this flash. You can flash for a teammate and he can peek here and try to get an opening. Another use for Molotovs, smokes and flashes is during executes. This is a very common use of smokes and Molotovs on this side, because usually on this side you use the utility during a default or during an execute. So mostly during executes you're going to throw smokes. Let's say you can throw smoke city, you can throw smoke coffins, and you can then throw some flashes, whatever flashes you throw on your executes. Let's say throw one like this and then one like this. And that's why you can use the utility to get into a site, and you can also use Molotovs to Molotov off some common spots that the cities play. Like this way you can Molotov triple, this way you can Molotov dark, and this way you can Molotov first and second oranges. So you can use Molotovs like this on your executes, you can use flashbangs, and you can use smokes to get into sites. And you can also double it places where you know there will be an enemy, or you can just throw grenades where there could be an enemy and you don't need to double nade it. You can just throw one grenade and it's going to do damage, and any damage is going to be helpful. And also if you hurt someone around coffin spamming, or if a teammate saw him before the smoke popped, you can throw nades there and it can be easy damage. So always keep this in mind. When you spot someone and you're safe to throw a nade, just throw a nade and you're going to do damage to him. any damage is going to help. So I hope this video helped and you learned something new. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel to not miss out on any upcoming content, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.